Hello, welcome back to Drippy Drez's channel. In today's video, I will be talking about movies that have failed to deliver positive messages. For those of you who are thinking, oh, you better not name this movie, you better not name this movie. Yes, I will be naming those movies because this isn't about whether or not people like those movies. This is about whether or not they failed to deliver positive messages. Up first is The Godfather. While it succeeded in preventing crime, it totally ignored the fact that there were a lot of overly emotional people from Europe coming to America during the late 60s and early 70s, solely with the intentions of bringing people from America into their problems. Those people who saw The Godfather thought that it would be cool to raise their own daughters to be targets for men that would treat them like shit. This is why everyone who was involved with the making of The Godfather should reach out directly to those women and apologize. The Godfather should be banned and replaced with a movie that prevents crime without negatively impacting people. Up next is Star Wars. This movie has led most of its viewers to believe that humans are born wanting to love and wanting to think a certain way, but that they need parents to show them how. It has also led people to believe that it's impossible to think logically without getting emotionally attached to things. Worst of all, it's led people to believe that people become serial killers a lot easier than what they actually do. I hope that as soon as this video is done premiering, somebody starts working on a documentary that explains how all of those beliefs are wrong. Spaceballs tried to get people to realize what Star Wars was, but failed to do so by being a little bit over the top. Honestly, almost anything superhero related except for Shazam has failed to deliver positive messages. Thanks to the line, with great power comes great responsibility, people don't always do better when they know better, because instead of treating the line like it's a lesson like they're supposed to, they treat it like it's a source of entertainment that's not meant to be followed in real life. This is because most comic books and even comic book movies bounce back and forth between being morally correct and morally incorrect. They also try to balance between being kid-friendly and super adult, leaving audiences with mixed messages. Dumb and Dumber has led people to believe that there's people out there that are genuinely stupid. It only got worse because of SpongeBob. The Lion King has led people to believe that their personalities would change a lot easier than what they actually would. The Breakfast Club didn't do any damage on its own, but as soon as Shrek was released, people decided that it would be cool to treat this movie as if it was made solely for the use of entertainment and not meant to be learned from. As a result, people now think that it's cool to hold on to these negative stereotypes, or to go about things as if they think it's cool to hold on to these negative stereotypes. Son of the Mask didn't do any damage on its own, but when combined with Star Wars and The Godfather, it became a recipe for disaster. The reason that so many movies failed to deliver positive messages is because for the longest time, there was the belief that if you were being logical, that was it, you were being logical. And if you were being emotional, that was it, you were being emotional. There was never anything in between. And one day, Shrek 2 came along, and its goal was to provide people with something that was intellectual and emotional. But despite making fun of Hollywood, the movie manages to make the same mistakes by disregarding its audiences that were negatively impacted by stupid humor. So while the movie manages to be intellectual by knowing its target audience and getting its message across to them, it fails to be emotional by disregarding some of its audience members. I think that the best way for Hollywood to redeem themselves from these mistakes would obviously be to make a different movie or movies that have the same lessons as Shrek 2, as well as a documentary that talks about how stupid humor has affected people over the years. Well, thank you all so much for watching. Feel free to hit that like and subscribe button if you haven't already. Feel free to talk about this video with as many people as possible, and I cannot wait to see what comes as a result of it.